Hello, how are you? Cheese often carries a bad reputation, being associated with too much fat, salt, and excess. However, what if I told you that some varieties, when chosen wisely, can be of great help in rebuilding your muscle mass? After the age of 65, it is common for people to notice a gradual loss of strength, a process called sarcopenia. It is as if, little by little, the body begins to shed the musculature that once provided stability, autonomy, and the lightness to walk, climb stairs, and maintain balance. However, this process does not need to be so intense or inevitable. There are three types of cheese that can become true allies for your muscular health. They are abundant in proteins, beneficial fats, and the nutrients that your muscles need daily. They are simple cheeses, easy to find, to prepare, and most importantly, to digest. I will start with one that you may not value as much: cottage cheese. Although it may bring to mind old diets, it possesses a biological value of great importance. In half a cup, you find 14 g of protein and only 80 calories. This means that most of the calories in this cheese come from protein, which is excellent, but there is something even more significant. This cheese is very rich in leucine, an essential amino acid that acts as a signaler for the muscle to begin its reconstruction. With advancing age, our need for this substance increases so that the body can recover strength. A single serving of cottage cheese already supplies one-third of the recommended amount of leucine per meal, a very positive fact. Another fundamental aspect is its texture. Being soft, light, and creamy, it does not demand strength for chewing, does not overload the digestive system, and harmonizes with practically everything. It can be consumed plain, with fruits, vegetables, in sandwiches, smoothies, or as a sauce. Additionally, it offers another benefit. The main protein in cottage cheese is casein, which has a slow digestion. This means that it releases amino acids continuously for up to 8 hours after being consumed, functioning as a kind of controlled release that constantly takes care of your muscles. Consuming cottage cheese before sleeping, for example, can help prevent the body from breaking down muscle during the nightly fast. Research indicates that the daily consumption of this cheese optimizes lean mass gain even in individuals with a low level of physical activity. Now let us address the second cheese, Parmesan. Yes, that cured cheese with a firm texture and a distinctive flavor. It is much more than a simple condiment. It is a true concentrate of nutrients. In a small slice, the size of the tip of your thumb, you will find more than 10 grams of very high quality protein, which is a considerable amount. The secret lies in its maturation process. Authentic Parmesan undergoes an aging of at least 2 years. During this period, the proteins are broken down into smaller particles, making them easier to digest. It is as if the cheese comes already pre-digested, ready to be assimilated by the body. And there is one more detail. At the end of this process, lactose is almost non-existent, which means that even people with intolerance can generally consume this cheese without feeling discomfort. Parmesan is also extremely rich in calcium. A small portion can provide approximately a quarter of your daily requirement of this mineral. And although calcium is better known for its role in bone health, it is crucial for muscle function. Without calcium, the muscle cannot contract, activate, or respond to stimuli. Therefore, when you consume Parmesan, you are strengthening your muscles from the inside out. There is no need to exaggerate. 1 or 2 tablespoons are sufficient. The ideal is to grate it at the moment of serving over eggs, salads, soups, rice, or greens. The fresher it is, the more flavorful and effective it will be. Let us now move on to the third cheese, ricotta. It is produced from milk whey, the liquid that remains from the making of other cheeses. Far from being a discard, this whey is the source of a very special protein, whey. The great advantage of whey is its extremely fast absorption. In less than an hour, the body can already use this protein directly in the muscle tissue. This is essential after any type of physical exertion. If you have taken a walk, tended to the garden, washed the dishes, or climbed stairs, your muscles will be more receptive to nutrients, and ricotta delivers them at the speed your body needs. Half a cup of the product offers 14 grams of protein with an ideal amino acid composition. Like the other two, the texture of ricotta is smooth, non-aggressive, does not require effort, and is not heavy. It also has a low sodium content, being a great option for those who need to monitor their blood pressure. And there's more. The whey present in ricotta helps in controlling cholesterol and in improving cardiovascular health. Studies show that the daily consumption of ricotta improves strength, balance, and even performance in physical fitness tests. This translates into more firmness when walking, greater stability when getting up from a chair, and more autonomy in daily activities. And the best part is that ricotta is incredibly versatile, combining well with sweet and savory dishes, on bread, in fillings and salads for dinner, as well as for breakfast or as a snack. It is even possible to create desserts with it. Now that you know the three cheeses, we need to discuss the ideal time for their consumption, and herein lies one of the biggest secrets. The best time to provide protein to the body is first thing in the morning. During the night, the body enters a state of fasting, and in this period, it may begin to use its own muscle mass as a source of energy. Upon waking, your body is ready to rebuild what was lost. If your first meal consists only of bread, coffee, and butter, you are not providing the components that your muscle needs. On the other hand, if you start the day with a portion of cottage cheese, for example, the course of your health changes completely. A protein rich breakfast activates muscle synthesis, provides energy, and protects the body throughout the day. The ideal is to ingest between 25 and 30 g of protein in each main meal. This means that there is no point in concentrating a large amount of protein only at dinner, as the excess will not be used. The muscle does not have the capacity to store what is left over. Therefore, the best strategy is to distribute the intake throughout the day. An effective plan would be to consume cottage cheese for breakfast, parmesan for lunch, and ricotta for dinner. In this way, you offer high quality protein at the three most important moments. There's also an additional tip. After any physical activity, no matter how light, try to consume one of these cheeses within 2 hours. This maximizes the effect of the protein. Think of the exercise as preparing the soil and the cheese as the seed. Together, they work much more efficiently. Regarding quantity, the ideal is to consume 2 to 3 servings per day, with each serving containing about 10 to 15 g of protein, which would already cover half of your daily needs. Of course, everything must be done with balance. If you have a more sensitive health condition, such as renal insufficiency, for example, it is essential to talk to your doctor before increasing your protein consumption. For most people, however, these cheeses are safe, nutritious, and effective. They are not a substitute for physical activity, but when combined with simple exercises like the act of sitting and standing up from a chair, climbing stairs, carrying bags, or taking care of the house, they serve as a solid foundation for strength gain. These movements of daily life already activate the musculature, and when accompanied by a good supply of protein, can generate a positive muscular response even in people over 80 years old. The secret lies in consistency. Consuming sporadically will not produce an effect, but including these foods in your daily routine is transformative. In a period of 60 to 90 days, you will begin to notice the difference. Carrying groceries will become easier, climbing stairs without needing support will become possible, and getting up from the sofa will require less effort. All of this begins to change. If you wish to start, try the following. For breakfast, include half a cup of cottage cheese on your plate. For lunch, grate a tablespoon of Parmesan over your salad or soup. For dinner, add ricotta to the filling of a zucchini, to the pasta sauce, or on top of toast. And if possible, practice at least 5 minutes of light movements daily. Your body will respond. It always responds. If you maintain discipline for 90 days, the difference will be noticeable. The body will gain firmness, the mind will feel more confident, and life will regain more lightness. These three cheeses, simple, accessible, and powerful, can be a pillar for your autonomy. Take care of your strength, take care of your health, take care of yourself. And remember, it is never too late to start over.